Prabhuji, bhajan is not audible. Did you share sound?
What?
आपने share sound किया है प्रभुजी?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. Sure.
Maner Anand Bhai Bol Hari Bol. Maner Anand Bhai Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Janame janame sukhe Bol Hari Bol. Janame janame sukhe Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Manav jane peye bai Bol Hari Bol. Manav jane peye bai Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Sukhe tak dukhe tak Bol Hari Bol. Sukhe tak dukhe tak Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Sampade bipade bai Bol Hari Bol. Sampade bipade bai Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Grihe thako bone thako Bol Hari Bol. Krishnera sansare thaki Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Asat Sangha Chari Bai Bol Hari Bol. Asat Sangha Chari Bai Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Vaishnava Charan Pari Bol Hari Bol. Vaishnava Charan Puri Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Gaura Nityananda Bol, Gaura Nityananda
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpacharubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So continuing to read from Sri Chaitanya Mangala by Lochanadas Thakur. So very brief overview. So the scene is Narada is in distress, seeing the condition of the people of Kali Yuga, how they are absorbed in everything but the holy name. And sort of compassion, he is thinking, what can be done? How can the people of the Kali Yuga be uplifted? So he is in his disturbed, compassionate condition. And he's thinking that I should make a request to Lord Krishna. No one but Lord Krishna can correct the situation. I will make a request and my Lord will oblige me. Something like Advaita Acharya, also looking at the condition of the people of Kali, making a request to the Lord. So this is the external reason. And meanwhile, in the palace of Dwaraka, Rukmini and Krishna are also having a conversation. And Rukmini is essentially telling Krishna that you don't know the condition of the devotees. You don't know the power of your lotus feet. Only devotees know that. And so Krishna is amazed and tells her, is there something that I don't know? But if you say so, it must be so. And so Rukmini tells him a solution. She said, you'll have to come in the mood of your devotee to experience what you cannot experience, to know what you cannot know. So the object of love has to become the subject, and he has to worship the object of love. So you have to come as a devotee. And Srimati Radharani, she is the topmost devotee. So you can come as Srimati Radharani. And then you can experience what the devotees experience. So Lord Krishna, so he's, wow, that sounds fantastic. Let's do that. So while Rukmini and Krishna are having the conversation in Dwaraka, Narada comes to Dwaraka. And he's seeing him in a, Lord Krishna sees him in a disturbed condition. And he asks him. So we'll continue to read from here. So Narada has already arrived. Lord Krishna continued. Listen, Narada, I just heard a wonderful description from Rukmini. As a result of that, I want to promise you, Narada, that in the age of Kali, I will manifest a form filled with humility. I shall become a devotee of myself in order to taste the happiness relished by my pure devotees. Not only will I experience the bliss of Prema Bhakti, but I will give it out to everyone in the world. Although I am the Supreme Lord, I will appear as my own devotee. In the association of other devotees, I will freely distribute my love by performing Harinama Sankirtana, congregational chanting of my holy names. I will appear in the transcendental abode of Navadvip in Sridham Mayapur, within the home of Sachi Mata. Then Krishna explained the qualities of his incarnations in Kali Yuga, by which he would attract the conditioned souls. So we read all this yesterday. Lord Krishna said, Narada, my transcendental body will be tall, molten gold in color, and my arms will be long and beautiful. The incomparable beauty of my golden form will defeat the beauty of Mount Sumeru. While absorbed in this ecstasy, Lord Krishna suddenly showed his form as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Narada Muni fainted in divine rapture upon beholding this most beautiful form of Lord Krishna should appear in the coming age. Lochanadas says this was the first time that Lord Krishna revealed the transcendental form of Lord Gauranga, the beautiful golden Lord saturated with pure love of God. Murari Gupta continued his story. Beholding such a wonderfully beautiful form, Narada Muni's heart burst with love, and tears rushed from his eyes in 1,000 streams. Gauranga's brilliant golden complexion was more effulgent than millions of suns. The shining beauty of millions of moons and millions of cupids would have been put to shame by his inconceivably beautiful face. Blinded by Gauranga's dazzling effulgence, the sage closed his eyes and trembled in ecstasy. Seeing Narada's stunned condition, Lord Krishna withdrew his glowing effulgence and called out in a loud voice. Returning to external consciousness, Narada saw Lord Krishna before him, but he was very eager to see the Lord's beautiful form as Gauranga once again. So it seems Narada seems to be getting these darshans when he was a small boy. After the association of the Bhakti Vedantas, the Lord manifested in his heart and then he disappeared. Narada also saw the form of Lord Jagannath in Dwaraka, and here Gauranga. Narada saw Lord Krishna before him, but he was very eager to see the Lord's beautiful form as Gauranga once again. Lord Krishna said, O Narada, most fortunate sage, you will be loved wherever you go. Please go throughout the universe and tell the residents of Brahmaloka and Shivaloka that I will soon incarnate in Kali Yuga as Lord Gauranga. In this form of personified mercy, I will establish the Yuga Dharma of Sankirtana Yajna. Revealing the glories of Krishna's holy names, I will personally preach glories of devotional service and give the bliss of Krishna Prema freely to all. Over the ages, many branches of religion have appeared in the world. I will preach pure love of God to unite all people. Although over the ages, many branches of religion have appeared in the world, I will preach pure love of God to unite all people. I will appear on earth along with my intimate friends and followers. With them, I will satisfy my cherished desire to relish the pure love that my devotees taste by serving my lotus feet. Narada's miseries and anxieties disappeared on hearing these divine words from the beautiful mouth of Krishna. Having his heart's desire fulfilled by the Lord, Narada playing his veena and singing Krishna's names, left Dwaraka. So he's now on a mission, world tour mission, to tell everyone about the advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gauranga. First he goes to Uddhava in Naimisharanya, then he'll go to Shivaloka, then Brahmaloka, etc. So this section is all that. And in that section, there are references to these Bhagavatam verses in the 11th canto, Maharashnimi, Karavachana Muni, etc. So all that we have heard from Srila Prabhupada in Chaitanya Charitamrita, those same similar references also come here. Okay, Narada visits Uddhava in Naimisharanya. Okay. While traveling through the airways, Narada reflected on this wonderful pastime. Narada thought, oh, what unparalleled beauty have I just seen in the golden form of Lord Gauranga, whose compassionate eyes appeared reddish like the rising sun. Oh, what a profuse expression of nectar I have seen. I saw the sweetest smile on Gaura's beautiful lotus face. He is superior to all the Lord's previous incarnations. Before today, I have never seen such a reservoir of love. My eyes and my life have attained perfection simply by seeing such an embodiment of the ocean of mercy. My heart can never forget him. My eyes long to see Gauranga again and again. While meditating in this way, the sage arrived in Naimisharanya, where he met with the great devotee Uddhava. Seeing Narada Muni, Uddhava immediately stood up, offered dandavats to the great sage, and then bathed his feet. Then Uddhava said to Narada, so I take it cultural points here, devotion. Then Uddhava said to Narada, this day is most auspicious. I consider myself fortunate because at an auspicious moment you have come to Naimisharanya. Narada gave Uddhava a deep embrace, kissed his forehead, and smelled his head. Narada expressed a mood of parental affection for the younger Uddhava. After offering an asana to Narada, Uddhava revealed his mind to the sage. Again, same thing, compassion. Uddhava is also concerned as Ananda Lila, because you were sharing, somebody was sharing, yeah, or Shivram Prabhu. Yeah, all these devotees, they're all like-minded. Vaishnava is para dukha dukhi. So Uddhava is also thinking, what's happened to these people of Kali Yuga? Uddhava said to Narada, today is very special, for I have now attained perfection. There is something that has pained me for a long time, which I must tell you. Previously, Vyasadeva lived here in Naimisharanya, compiling the Vedas, but he wasn't satisfied. Then, by your confidential instructions, Vyasadeva wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam in order to deliver the people in general. Narada, you know the absolute truth and the science of Krishna consciousness. Since you can understand the mind of Lord Krishna, please tell me about the future. The people of Kali Yuga are blinded by total absorption in sinful activities. In the previous ages of Satya, Treta, and Dwapara, people were religious. In Kali Yuga, the darkest of ages, however, people know nothing but impiety. Please dispel my doubt, for no one surpasses your kindness. Can you tell me how people in the age of Kali will be delivered? Narada Muni smiled compassionately and with a delighted heart said to Uddhava, O Uddhava, you are a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, and your question fills me with joy. Now I will reveal a most confidential subject to you. Not long ago, I felt the same anxiety that you do. So, questions within the questions. Yeah. By the mercy of Lord Krishna, I now understand the unique position of Kali Yuga. Quite to the contrary, people in this age are the most fortunate. In previous ages, it was always very difficult to follow the particular Yuga Dharma, be religious. But in Kali Yuga, the process of self-realization is easy. You simply chant Lord Krishna's holy names. In the age of Kali, people can attain freedom from the cycle of birth and death by dancing joyfully and happily singing the Lord's names and qualities. Uddhava, listen carefully, and I'll tell you about a wonderful pastime I saw in Dwaraka. Oops, what happened? Sorry. I saw in Dwaraka. When I arrived in Dwaraka, Lord Krishna was sitting on his throne with his queen Rukmini. The Lord was telling Rukmini about his desire to distribute his own love to people in general. Seeing I was in the disturbed state, the Lord asked about my condition. Then I expressed my heart to the Lord. With a smiling face, Lord Krishna said, Narada, just now, Rukmini is telling me about the glories of pure love. I'm becoming overwhelmed with ecstasy simply to hear about it. In Kali Yuga, I will manifest a humble mood in order to taste the love of my beloved. I will give that love to the people. Of course, in the age of Kali, everyone will be fallen, sinful, and irreligious. So, to explain the principles of religion, I will present a meek and humble personality. That humble form, the embodiment of divine love, Srimati Radharani, will be the epitome of beauty. He will be tall, molten gold in color, powerfully built with a broad chest and long, graceful arms. Uddhava, while describing this, the Lord suddenly manifested the golden form of Lord Gauranga. At that time, he promised to distribute his love. This is everything that happened to me in Dwarka. Now I'll travel throughout the world to broadcast the wonderful news of Gauranga's appearance. Eager to taste the prema bhakti of his beloved, the Supreme Lord in a transcendental form of unlimited mercy and beauty will descend on earth in Kali Yuga. And this is very interesting. So, of course, here Narada is doing that before the advent of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But that's what the devotees of the Lord they do. Even now, Srila Prabhupada, he came to the West. He left Vrindavan. He came to the West to tell people about Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And then from there, he created this army, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's army. And they are going Prithvite Nagaradi Gram, every town and village, telling people about Gauranga's appearance. So this message has not reached every town and village. Narada Muni began this way back. But then by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's vision, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's vision, and then Srila Prabhupada. So this desire of Narada, of Krishna, is manifesting. So the same work is going on even today. What Narada is doing is going here and there. So first he goes to Uddhava, he tells him. Then he'll go to Kailash, Lord Shiva. So firstly he's telling the great personalities. And then they will join the Lord in the Sankirtana mission. So yeah, that's our mission is the same to whatever extent we can do that. So if we connect to this, so for example, on Sunday we have a suburban or a Purnima festival here. So if we do it with this consciousness, somebody, even if one person becomes attracted to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that's nice. So Narada is going around. Uddhava is stunned. Listening to Narada's description, Uddhava became stunned with happiness, started crying and fell down at Narada's feet. Uddhava said, Narada, I feel completely rejuvenated by your exciting news. Then Narada Muni, playing his veena, went to inform the devotees about the Lord's incarnation in the age of Kali. By reading the conversation of Narada Muni and Uddhava taken from the Jaiminiya Bharata, anyway, I would not worry about this one. I, Lochanadas, lose myself in transcendental bliss. If you don't understand my words, then you can read the story yourself in the 32nd chapter of Jaiminiya Bharata. No, I trust Lochanadas. That's good for me. Narada Muni was just Lord Shiva in Kailash. Okay, so now the transcendental spaceman is going to Kailash. Murari Gupta continued his narration to Damodar Pandit while playing his veena and continually singing the glories of Gauranga. Narada Muni traveled around the world informing the demigods about Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Overwhelmed with spiritual rapture, Narada would fall down on the ground again and again. One moment he would cry, the next moment he would laugh loudly. His whole body would tremble and he would speak in a faltering voice. Hiking up his dhoti, Narada would sometimes jump around excitedly, loudly roaring, Gaura, Gaura, Gaura. It's impossible for Narada to forget the nectarian love of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and the beautiful transcendental body, more dazzling than the sun, that he had just seen. Narada's heart was so full of ecstatic love that sometimes he couldn't move. Nevertheless, within the twinkling of an eye, Narada came to Lord Shiva's abode on Mount Kailash. Narada felt excited about his upcoming meeting with Mahesh, Lord Shiva. He was eager to tell him all about his recent experiences with Lord Krishna. Narada was thinking to himself, Krishna Bhakti is the most nectarian subject in the three worlds. In Kali Yuga, the Lord will reveal the treasure of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Ananta, Shiva, and Brahma are ever desirous of the pure love that the Lord will freely distribute to the fallen miscreants of Kali Yuga. Mahesha will feel great happiness when he hears the good news. By the mercy of goddess Kachayani, he will take the dust of Lord Shiva's feet. By his grace, I'll get strength to chant the holy name. So Narada is glorifying Lord Shiva. Vaishnavana yatha Shambhu. Thinking in this way, Narada Muni approached the door of Lord Shiva's home. Nandi, Lord Shiva's bull, was guarding the door of the powerful Lord Mahesha. After offering respects to the great sage, Nandi informed Shiva and Parvati about Narada's arrival. In a happy mood, Shiva and Parvati came out to greet the sage. Narada Muni, that most intelligent devotee, fell down at the feet of Lord Shiva and Parvati. Feeling ecstatic in the presence of such a Vaishnava, Lord Shiva immediately lifted Narada up and embraced him. In the mood of a loving mother, Kachayani said to Narada, "Oh, great sage, please tell me, is everything all right with you? All the truths in the 14 worlds are known to you. On this most auspicious day, where have you come from?" So again, my dear, sorry, he'll repeat. Narada Muni said, "Goddess Kachayani and Mahesha, please listen to my wonderful story. You are like the mother and father of this universe. You always desire the deliverance of the fallen souls. Now, touching your feet, I will remind you of a confidential subject which you have forgotten. If you listen to my narration, then surely I will receive your mercy." Oh, so he's talking about something else now. He's going to talk about something else. Uddhava Gita. And this section is sort of a digression, if you will. But so far, we have heard about the power of the holy name. So here, somehow, the discussion shifts to the power of the Mahaprasadam of the Lord. That's nice. Once upon a time, Uddhava inquired of Lord Krishna. This is like Uddhava Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. "My Lord, what will happen to the earth after your disappearance? Will any devotees remain here? How will the conditioned souls in the age of Kali attain liberation?" Replying to Uddhava's question, Lord Krishna taught the science of self-realization. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, Uddhava Gita. He taught Uddhava a philosophy by which a person could attain liberation by seeing the Supreme Lord everywhere and in everything. Lord Krishna said, "Uddhava, always remember that I am the water, the land, the earth, and the tree. I am the demigod, the Gandharva, and the Yaksha. I am the creator and I am the annihilator. I am the life of all living beings. I am within everything, and at the same time, I am outside of everything." After hearing Lord Krishna, Uddhava, striking his chest, expressed his feelings to the Lord. "Krishna, I am convinced that you are all pervading. Your lotus feet are more dear to me than you yourself. I can't find the proper words to glorify the devotees who take shelter of the moon-like nails of your lotus feet." At that time, Uddhava spoke these words from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11.646. Simply by decorating ourselves with the garlands, the Mahaprasadam of the Lord, fragrant oils, clothes and ornaments that you have already enjoyed, and by eating the remnants of your meals, we, your servants, will indeed conquer your illusory energy. Uddhava continued, "Krishna, the ability of this Haridas to conquer Maya comes from eating your Mahaprasada remnants. Therefore, I always desire to receive your food remnants." Hmm. I'm just trying to make the connection. Narada Muni is reminding Uddhava, how will the people of Kali Yuga be delivered? He's saying, "Do you remember you asked Krishna this question? And Krishna spoke like this. Simply by decorating ourselves with garlands, fragrant oils, clothes, and ornaments that you have already enjoyed, and by eating the remnants of your meals, your servants will indeed conquer your illusory energy. Sharira vidyajal jodindriya tahe kal." So Uddhava is talking about the Mahaprasadam. So now, anyway, so this is Narada waiting. This is a different section. Narada waits 12 years for Mahaprasadam. This is a different story. Stay tuned. Narada continued speaking to Parvati and Lord Shiva. So they're still there. Hearing this conversation between Lord Krishna and Uddhava, I became dumbstruck. Although I myself have been on the path of devotion for a long time and have been constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord, still I had no idea about the potency of Lord Krishna's Mahaprasadam. So two things, as Prabhupada has told us in this age of Kali, for the tongue, the holy name, and the prasadam. So, and as Paduna Prabhu was sharing, this is what happens in Chaitanya Charitamrita mostly always. Prasadam, chanting the holy name, Krishna Katha. So this is being talked about. Simply on the strength of Lord's Mahaprasada Haridas, Uddhava had become a powerful, pure devotee preacher of the Supreme Lord. In the presence of the Lord, Uddhava praised that Mahaprasadam within my heart. So Narada is saying, however, I felt deprived because I had never tasted the Lord's Mahaprasadam. So he's telling Shiva and Parvati how he got the Mahaprasadam. Then I thought of how to please the Lord with my actions so that he would give me a taste of his Mahaprasadam. With this idea, I visited Vaikuntha and rendered various services to Lakshmi Devi. Being satisfied with me, Lakshmi Devi affectionately said, tell me, Narada, what do you want? I will give you a boon. After hearing her offer, I decided to reveal my heart's desire. With folded hands, I told Lakshmi Devi, for a long time, I have been feeling pain within my heart. Everyone knows that I'm your servant, but somehow I never got the chance to taste the Lord's Mahaprasadam. Please glance favorably upon me and give me the boon of receiving a handful of Lord Narayana's Mahaprasada. This is my only desire. Lakshmi Devi became astonished and surprised to hear my request. Then she submissively said, Narada, Lord Narayana ordered me not to distribute his Mahaprasadam remnants to anyone. How can I break the order of the Lord, my dear Narada? But listen, I will disobey his order and give you some. Considering my predicament, however, you must wait for some time. Then I'll collect his Mahaprasadam for you. Fully understanding my situation, Lakshmi Thakurani appropriately responded with such sweet and compassionate words. Sometimes later, the Lord, in a jolly mood, took Lakshmi Devi by the hand and sat her down beside himself. That time, Lakshmi Devi wanted to ask the Lord about the Mahaprasadam, but she feared his reaction. In a very submissive voice, Lakshmi Devi said, my Lord, I have something to ask you, but I'm afraid to speak. I have a problem and I need your help. My Lord, please save your maidservant. Please listen. O abode of all transcendental qualities, I'm holding your feet. Smiling slightly with a sign of questioning in his eyes, Lord Narayana cast a glance towards his Sudarshan disc. Oh, beginning to tremble, Sudarshan spoke humbly to the Lord. My Lord, I don't know the cause, but it seems that Lakshmi Devi has a problem. Then Lakshmi Devi said, it's not Sudarshan's fault, but Narada's Muni's request has put me in anxiety. Although nobody knows it, Narada has served for 12 years. Being pleased, I offered him a boon. Narada repeatedly asked for the same thing. He wants nothing other than your Mahaprasada remnants, my Lord. Although I have no power to disobey your order, I carelessly gave this promise to Narada Muni. Oh, my Lord, please save me and engage me in your service. Understanding her dilemma, Lord Narayana said, listen, my dear Lakshmi, you made a big mistake. Without my knowledge, you can secretly give my remnants to Narada. He's saying, you made a big mistake. But then he's saying, without my knowledge, when I turn this way, you can secretly give my remnants to Narada. After some days had passed, the mother of the universe, Lakshmi, gave me some of Lord Narayana's Mahaprasada remnants. I honored the Mahaprasada to my full satisfaction. Of course, the incomparable effulgence of Lord Narayana's transcendental form defeats the combined billions of millions and moons and millions of suns. After his indescribable beauty put millions of Kamadevs to shame. Yet, by the touch of the Lord's Mahaprasadam, my own effulgence and spiritual potency has increased 100 times. Feeling intense spiritual ecstasy, I chanted Hare Krishna and played my veena as I traveled to Kailash to see you. Lord Shiva said to Narada Muni, I must say, Narada, you look extraordinary. Tell me, why do you appear so spiritually surcharged and effulgent? After hearing Narada describe his experiences, Lord Shiva scolded him. Narada, after getting the Lord's Mahaprasadam, which is rarely attained, you ate it all yourself without offering any to me. Out of affection, you have come to see me. Why didn't you bring any of this rare treasure? Hmm. So anyway, this is 7:39. I'll have to pause here. So this is a story within a story. It seems like Narada Muni has come to Shiva and Parvati to tell them about the holy name. Yeah, but here there is some discussion about the Mahaprasadam. We'll have to see how all this ends here. I'm also a little, uh, yeah. So it seems Narada is describing a prior visit to Kailash. Yeah, I think so. I'm also not so sure. But we'll pause here. So essentially, Narada Muni, he met Uddhava. He told him about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Uddhava was also concerned what happened to the people of Kali. And Narada, in that context, is reminding Uddhava, hey, do you remember you had asked the same question to the Lord? And the Lord was speaking about the glories of his remnants, Mahaprasada. So, with the Mahaprasada and the holy name, the people of the Kali Yuga will be delivered. That's the way I'm understanding. Okay. So we'll pause here and see if there's any hearing or discussion. Hare Krishna.
Several things, but I just want to talk about one for now. I got reminded of Srila Prabhupada in one interaction. He called out each and every devotee, like, you came because of Mahaprasad, you came because of Mahaprasad, you came because of Mahaprasad. And then even in the very beginning, Prabhupada was serving Sunday school, Sunday feast all by himself, cooking and everything all by himself to like a bunch of hearty American young lads and laddies, lassies rather. And so much service, so much prasadam. And then 1 year afterwards, somebody asked him, are there any rules? He said yes. So that's and I have a lot of faith in Mahaprasadam, because as Prabhupada says, one can be there may be so many philosophical differences, but it's always easy to eat Mahaprasadam, and there's no other action needed to basically increase in our Krishna consciousness. So Mahaprasadam is so wonderful. And so then actually it also brings up another point that, oh my God, so many people, so many devotees undergo so many austerities in order to provide the Mahaprasadam. So it's not easy. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Prabhupada called our religion a kitchen religion. Yeah, practically Prabhupada established through these two things, as Prabhu was saying, Holy Name and Mahaprasadam. Bhagavatam and all came later. But these two things. Even in Butler, Pennsylvania, Prabhupada would start make prasadam and feed the Agrawals. Yeah. Yeah, and as Prabhu was saying, there are so many stories. So sometimes some people would come and argue with Srila Prabhupada about the holy name and all that. And some people were saying that, we should chant the holy name in the mind and all that. And Prabhupada was trying to convince this fellow that there are so many verses in the scriptures that talk about, chanting loudly. But this person, he kept insisting, no, it should be. So then I said, okay, distribute prasadam. And Prabhupada, to prove a point, he said, don't give any prasadam to this man. He'll just mentally eat it. Like that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
That is one story. Then of course, I think he begged. He said, no, don't deprive me. So then he thinks Prabhupada gave him. And there are so many stories. Like there was this article. Yeah, I think somebody had written, I think Mayavadi or somebody had written an article. Of course, like a Mayavadi article. So Prabhupada said, no problem. And there was some, I think, pamphlets or leaflets or something. So Prabhupada said, distribute all those leaflets to everyone. And so people are wondering, what are we going to do with the leaflets? And then, so Prabhupada said, now serve everyone prasadam on that leaflet. So people will have prasadam on that leaflet, and that person will get some benefit of serving the Vaishnavas. Amazing. So Prabhupada was always thinking how to give. So Kriti, because that's the verse actually. Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpa Punyam Vatam Rajan Vishwasone Vajayate. So this extremely wet grass or wet wood. So it is mentioned, the scriptures is saying, one who doesn't have even small Swalpa Punyam, even if he doesn't have, even only one who doesn't have even a small amount of spiritual piety in him, the faith towards Mahaprasada, Vaishnavas, name, and the Brahmanas, it doesn't take place, it doesn't arise. So somehow or the other, yeah, just qualify. In a way that we qualify people and then we give people. And yeah, this is a fantastic way to actually make devotees, just Mahaprasadam. As Prabhu was saying, yeah, philosophically and this and that, we may argue for 1,000 things. But nobody has an issue with Mahaprasadam. And so Srila Prabhupada even said, so for Grihasthas, its ideal business is restaurants, prasadam distribution. As Prabhu was saying, it's a lot of effort, but it's a national business. Everybody eats. Yeah, there are so many wonderful disciples like Korma Dasa from Australia. He has his own, television show. As a master chef, he teaches people on television how to make prasadam. Okay. Anyway, so this Mahaprasadam, yeah, I'm still trying to sort of put the whole puzzle together. I think it'll come together. I mean, the story is there, the intent of this Mahaprasadam finding its way when actually Narada is telling people about Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So I've not read through the further chapters, so I can't connect as of now how this will end. But anyway, anything else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Thank you very much for the wonderful narration.
Hare Krishna.
Please
Welcome.
accept the senses all glories. Yeah, the other thing also I was remembering what we heard in our morning classes here. We heard that discussion where that Babaji asks Bon Maharaj and I think Prabhupada sitting together, saying that both of you went to the West for preaching, but Prabhupada was successful, but you are not. Why? And then they of course say something, but the Babaji answers himself, saying the Prabhupada had full faith in the holy name, but you didn't have something. So Prabhupada's faith in faith is so strong in his guru and in the holy name, in Mahaprasadam. Absolute faith he had. So that's why he was, even after, it took him so long to prepare to go to US, but then he did go at a very late age and succeed.
Mhm.
So that strong faith is there. It's very amazing, these pastimes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Many prasadam pastimes are there. Yeah. Prabhupada, sometimes some of the parents of the devotees would come to the temple. I think Giriraj Maharaj's parents. Somebody had come to the temple. And then they all had given them a tour and they spoke to him and this and that. And then Prabhupada asked, did they get any prasadam? They said, no, there was no prasadam. And then he said, there should always be some prasadam. He said, what's the point? It was a whole waste. The whole visit was a waste. He said, they didn't get prasadam. Similarly, he would say sometimes like a devotee would preach to people for half an hour. So that is good. Did they get a book? Did you give them a book? I said, no, we didn't give them. I said, what's the point of your preaching? If they get my book, they will keep it with them. They'll read it someday. And we heard
I
the
think
story that
that's
Shrutakirti Prabhu told in Ujjain, right? Anyway, just we'll end with that. I have to go also. So he was talking about how Prabhupada once with Shrutakirti Prabhu, they were on an aeroplane, and the prasadam that was made was this puffed rice, murmura rice. And then Shrutakirti Prabhu gave Srila Prabhupada his share. I mean, Prabhupada was very considerate. He would divide the whole thing into half. He said, "This, you have the rest." So Prabhupada was eating, and then all of a sudden, this hostess out of nowhere. Usually, it doesn't happen like that. Hostess out of nowhere, she came, and of course, not out. She came out of the cockpit or wherever, but out of nowhere, she sort of grabbed, some prasadam from Prabhupada's, plate, and she put it in her mouth. And Shrutakirti Prabhu was like stunned. Wow, that doesn't happen in America. Or did that happen? And so anyway, she took that and then she went inside. And then she saw that the devotees were not eating anything that the airline was offering. She said, "Can I get you something? Can I get you something?" And then Shrutakirti Prabhu asked Prabhupada, he said, "Yeah, some fruits would be good." And then she went inside and she cut up fruits and she brought. And Shrutakirti Prabhu was glorifying Prabhupada. He said, "Prabhupada, look at the power of, having your Mahaprasadam. Instantly, she wants to serve you." Prabhupada, he sort of very humbly deflected it. He said, "No, actually, she is a woman. So her natural tendency, her natural inclination is to serve others." So he glorified her being a woman and their nature of serving others. And so then she brought the fruits and all that. And then Prabhupada said, she asked, "Can I get you something more?" I said, "Hot milk." Prabhupada said, "Hot milk." Then she got hot milk. Anyway, long story short, after that, this devotee, nobody saw her. But many, many years later, devotees were distributing books in somewhere in Latin America, going through some villages and all that. And this lady, she called one devotee in. And when they opened the door, there was a whole God on its eye, everything was established. She was chanting. And then she was telling what happened, how she became a devotee through that Mahaprasada of Srila Prabhupada. And then Shweta Kirti was sharing later, then recently she had come to Vrindavan, their hostess. So anyway, there are some stories like that. So many stories. And of course, the Ramanujacharya and the lusty grocer story, if you all know very well. Okay. I think, yeah, we'll have to end here. Thank you very much. If anybody has anything within a minute or so, they can share. Otherwise, we'll end. I have a meeting at 8. Today is my first day of work. So they've scheduled a meeting at 8 o'clock. So I have to log off. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.